Welcome. Good day, everyone. This is our presentation as part of Distributing Trust and Blockchain Course at UT Hyderabad. The paper we are going to present as a team is modeling the impact of network connectivity on consensus security of proof of work blockchain. My team members are Ludwig, Manikanta, and Ashwant. Let's get started with the abstract before we go into the paper. For distributed consensus protocol used in blockchain, network plays a crucial role in the overall security of the system. A well-connected adversary with a communication advantage over honest nodes has a higher chance of winning blockchain forks and harvesting higher than usual mining revenue. Evaluation of such communication advantage from a network perspective and its impact on blockchain consensus security have not received much attention yet. Assessing the impact of network connectivity on proof of work blockchain consensus security via modeling analysis has been done in this paper by the authors. Specifically, the authors performed analysis on two adversarial scenarios: honest but potentially polluted. Second, selfish mining. They evaluated the communication capability of nodes via network modeling and estimate the adversary's mining revenue and its impact on blockchain consensus security. Let's have introduction. Envisioned by Nakamoto, the pseudonymous creator of blockchain, Bitcoin, and later practitioners. Blockchain technology would be secured by design and enable mutually distrustful parties to a shared blockchain through distributed consensus without relying on a central authority for bootstrapping the trust. A consensus security from an honest majority comes with the following two implicit assumptions. First, all nodes have the same communication capability. Second, during a blockchain fork race, all competitors have an equal chance of being the winner. But in reality, these two are very hard to happen. However, in practice, the quality of connections often differ significantly among different network regions. As a result, the adversary will no longer require 50% minimum of the gross mining power to undermine the consensus security. Following this intuition, various blockchain scaling proposals and security analysis have identified the positive correlation between high blockchain fork rate and weak consensus security. However, these security analyses are largely qualitative, not adequate to look into the impact of the actual network connection or information propagation dynamics. This is the proposed model in this paper. An analytical model to assess the impact of network connectivity on the security of PoW, proof of work based distributed consensus systems and blockchain systems. The model captures network connectivity by a graph representation of the peer-to-peer network and evaluates the communication capability of a miner node during a blockchain fork race. The communication capability measures combined with the consensus protocol specification and other digest from the network model and adversary model are then used to quantitatively estimate the security provisions of the whole system. As you can see in this illustrative diagram, the probabilistic analysis depends on information propagation dynamics, communication capability measures, and also mining power distribution. And the security impacts depends on fork rate and mining revenue or relative mining gain distribution. background of this paper is first part, proof of work blockchain and distributed consensus. In public blockchain systems exemplified by Bitcoin, all networked miner nodes work to curate a unified transaction history through distributed consensus. A transaction history is recorded in a chain of blocks in which every block contains a certain number of recently produced transactions. Second part B. Network connectivity's impact on consensus security. Due to heterogeneous connectivity of the underlying peer-to-peer network, the equal chance spot winning assumption may not hold true. As a result, in the long term, well-connected nodes yield higher mining revenue than what would be expected from the share of computing power. Now, let's look at the system model proposed in this paper. It has two parts, a network model and consensus protocol. The diagram which is displayed here is an illustration of blockchain conversation and fork stalemate events. Width of a block denotes its propagation period in the diagram. The blue dotted line indicates a canalization event. The red dotted line indicates fork stalemate event. The fully dashed line box indicates fully propagated block, and the partially dashed line block indicates partially propagated block. This is the canalized blockchain. Second part of system model, the adversary model. It has two parts. First one, honest but potentially colluding. All nodes operate honestly by default, but the top miners can potentially collude so that their combined mining revenue MR exceeds 50% of the total mining revenue. The model was interested in the 50% attack threshold, 80-50. Second part, selfish mine. The selfish mining pool is treated as a colluding consortium that expands among honest nodes and assumes the network connections. As the pool expands, it acquires the member nodes' computing power and external communication links. Under this scenario, 80-50 denotes the fraction of the computing power controlled by the pool. When the pool first achieves 50% of total mining revenue during its expansion.
Now let's do the analysis on honest mining. We calculate the impact of network connectivity on blockchain fork rate and mining gain distribution under honest mining assumption. We also discuss the security provision under the honest but potentially colluding adversarial scenario. Now let's discuss about the fork rate. So let us define MI as the event that node I is the first to generate the next block at the arbitrary moment of node standing fork. So at this moment there is no fork. So let time needed for the node I to find a block is Ti. Then Ti can be written as exponential of pi I, where pi I is the block rate for the node I. The probability of the occurrence of event Mi is pi I by pi, where pi is the block rate of the whole network. So here we write P of Mi is equal to P of Ti less than Tj, such that j is not equal to I, which means that the T of I should be less than all other Tj, which means that Ti is the first to find the block, which is potentially the same as event Mi. So it can be equated to pi I by pi. So the probability that the rest of network does not generate a competing block by time t can be written as follows. P NC of t equal to product of 1 minus ui of s. Here ui of s is the set of nodes that are aware of the block I at time s. The above probability product is a convergent sequence with respect to time, as all the terms in product are bounded by 0 to 1 included. From the above results, we can calculate the average fork rate of the whole network, which can be written as FR equal to sigma of product of mi into 1 minus limit PNC, which means that there occurs a clash, that is a competing block is generated, which means forking occurs. It can be approximated as FR is 1 minus pi power integral 0 to infinity 1 by n ut dt. Uh, it is approximated using the formula 1 minus x power a can be approximated to 1 minus ax under some conditions. Next, let's discuss about the mining revenue and relative mining gain. Mining revenue of node I is denoted by MRI and can be written as MRI is the as follows. Here in this formula, Bi of h is 1 if the node I is the generator of block at height h, otherwise it is 0. So we can write the relative mining gain of node I, which is denoted by RMGI, as follows, which is equal to MRI minus pi I by pi by pi I by pi. Next, let's talk about the security analysis. We consider all the nodes are honest but are potentially colluding. The fork rate FR provides an overall measure of how much computational power is wasted. The more the fork rate, the more power is wasted. The 50% attack threshold, that is 80-50, measures the system security in worst case scenario that colluding group contains of the highest revenue earners. So let's discuss about how network connectivity impacts the fork rate and the attack threshold. Overall, lower network connectivity leads to higher fork rate uh, and lower attack threshold, thus lesser consensus security. Because due to the higher fork rate, which means more of the mining revenue comes from fork races, and distribution of mining revenue is deeply influenced of which nodes communication is more. So as a result, MRI moves farther from the original pi I by pi and attack threshold moves lower. In the second case, higher heterogeneity over the network connection also leads to lower attack threshold due to the greater divergence of communication capability among the nodes, which results in more unequal MR distribution and hence lower attack threshold.
So we will be talking about incorporating network connectivity into selfish mining analysis. So we will be evaluating the impact of network connectivity on the selfish mining pool's communication capability and analyze its security implications. So first we'll talk about the selfish mining strategy. The basic idea of selfish mining is to withhold newly generated blocks in a private chain and release the private chain when the selfish mining pool sees the honest chain catch up close enough with the private chain. So here we can look at the image. Here alpha and beta are the computing power share of the selfish mining pool and the honest roads respectively. Here alpha is equal to pi sm divided by pi and beta is equal to 1 minus alpha. And here pi sm is the selfish mining's pool block generation rate, and here the state number denotes the private chain's lead over the honest chain, and the state transition is triggered by any block generation event. The transitions from state 1 to 0 dash and 2 to 0 are accompanied by selfish mining pools releasing the private chain. And here in the image we can see gamma sm. Gamma sm is defined as the long-term average fraction of honest computing power. We can model the selfish mining pool's network function as follows. Information exchanges within the selfish mining pool are instantaneous. The pool members are fully connected and synchronized. Any pool member who receives a new block from the honest node can make decisions like on behalf of the entire pool. And once the mining strategy determines to release the private chain, all pool members release the private chain to all the peers simultaneously. And third one is selfish mining pool members still relay the blocks for honest miners as long as block does not trigger the pool to release its private chain. Evaluating gamma SM using betweenness centrality. Here we use an assumption. Nodes in the selfish mining pool are synchronous and they can communicate with each other instantaneously. And we treat these pool nodes as fully interconnected cluster, and equivalently a super node, which is denoted by SM pool, which preserves the pool members all external communication links to the remaining honest nodes. We show that a betweenness centrality measure of SM pool within the network accurately evaluates gamma SM. So here gamma SM can be used to be evaluated by the mining power weighted betweenness centrality measure of SM pool, and here sigma ij is the number of shortest paths between I and j, and sigma I comma j given SM pool is the number of such paths that pass through SM pool. Third one is the security analysis. So lower the overall network connectivity leads to a higher gamma SM, lower the attack threshold, and lower the profitability threshold, which thus leads to a secure against selfish mining. So lower overall network connectivity will lead to reduced communication capability of both the selfish mining pool and the honest nodes. But the communication capability reduction of the honest node will be more significant than that of the SM pool. So in that case, if the overall network connectivity lowers, SM pool will be residing in the shortest communication paths, which would have more honest pairs, and this will lead to a higher gamma SM for every alpha value, and consequently this will lead to a lower attack threshold and a lower profitability threshold. Second one is, compared to attack threshold, profitability threshold is more sensitive to network connectivity changes. So we know that profitability threshold is reached much earlier than attack threshold for any gamma SM. So the rate of the selfish mining pool harvesting new external communication links will initially increase, and then it will gradually slow down as the pool takes more and more nodes. So as the alpha grows from 0 to 50%, the gamma SM will grow first very quickly, and then it will slow down as its value reaches 1. So we also know that the mining revenue of selfish mining pool is proportional to gamma SM. So even a moderate reduction of the overall network connectivity would lead to a significant decrease in profitability threshold, but a very limited decrease in attack threshold. A third, selfish mining pool can take advantage of heterogeneity of network connectivity to achieve a lower attack threshold and profitability threshold. If the selfish mining pool is aware of the peer-to-peer network's topology, it can prioritize its expansion into well-connected regions of the network to maximize growth of gamma SM and its mining revenue. As a result, the heterogeneity of the network connectivity can be exploited by a selfish mining pool to achieve a lower AT50 and profitability threshold.
Okay, coming to the evaluation. This is the setup for the evaluation. So for the setup, a regular graph with n nodes in the degree d and another graph with first x% of nodes being fully interconnected, and a third graph with n nodes and exponentially distributed node degrees with an average d were taken. And these last two graphs are designed to simulate different heterogeneous network connectivity profiles, and here all nodes are assumed to be same block generation rate, and the following metrics are used to evaluate our model, like fork rate and 80/50, and that is a 50% attack threshold, and profitability threshold, that is pool size when selfish mining pool first achieves the positive RMG during its expansion. And so this is the results we got, and first four results are for the exponential graph and the next four are for the regular graph, and these are the results, honest mining experiment results corresponding to this figure. And coming to the honest mining experiment, the analytical RMG result conservatively estimates the simulation result. So if you look at the table 2, when pi decreases from 0.1 to 0.005 r, d increases from 4 to 8, the fork rate decreases, and RMSE, and so does RMSE, it decreases too. And this validates our proposition 1 that the estimation accuracy improves when fork rate drops. And the second thing is fork rate decreases and 50% threshold increases when pi decreases or d increases. This validates the security analysis of what we did before, of what we said before, that higher overall network connectivity or lower block generation rate leads to stronger consensus security in the presence of potential colliding nodes. And the second one is the selfish mining experiment. Here the analytical result matches the simulation, and if you look at the close match between the RMG results and the simulation results in figure 7b validates, this is the figure 7b, validates a between a centrality based calculation of YSM. And if you observe when n decreases from 1000 to 100, the PRTH changes more dramatically than 80/50. This validates our security analysis that PRTH is more sensitive to network connectivity changes. And that's it about the evaluation part. Okay, coming to the future work. So in this model, only two-pronged forks were considered, that is, at most two blocks of the same height could be propagating in the network concurrently, though the possibility of three-time forks are more significantly lower than the two-time forks happening, but it can happen, so it could still affect the long-term mining revenue distribution, especially when the network is large and block propagation delays are high. And to tackle this issue, we would need a more delicate model that takes into account the subtleties of the progression of a fork race. And the second thing is the future work can be done on a model practicality. In practical blockchain networks, it can be challenging to monitor the block propagation process, that is UI of t. To overcome this difficulty, a block propagation progress agnostic model is needed to estimate the communication capability and forecast the revenue of a node via congregate network statistics. And furthermore, it is possible to model structural changes of the network with a certain random process and evaluate its impact on information propagation and consensus security. And coming to the conclusion, so in this paper, the study presented the impact of network connectivity on consensus security of proof-of-work blockchain under two adversarial scenarios, namely honest but potentially colluding and selfish mining. Uh, the first scenario demonstrated the communication advantage of a node over its competitors in fork race and provided a method to estimate the long-term mining revenue and relative mining gain. And the second scenario introduced a practical model for the selfish mining pool's network functions and showed that the communication capability of selfish mining pool gamma SM can be accurately evaluated by the mining power weight between a centrality measure. And if you observe for both scenarios, it showed that low network connectivity and excessive heterogeneity of network connectivity can lead to a poor consensus security. And this modeling and analysis can serve as a paradigm for assessing the security impact of various factors in a distributed consensus system. And thank you. This is about this paradigm.